After the inauguration, Donald Trump named somebody to be the acting U.S. attorney in the state of New Jersey. Then recently, and inexplicably, he changed his mind and swapped that person out and swapped in his personal lawyer, a woman named Alina Habba, who has zero experience as a prosecutor, but who did once have a good career representing parking garage companies and all their legal needs. So there's that. In her new capacity as acting U.S. attorney for the state of New Jersey, Ms. Habba has now got herself kitted out to do a ride-along with federal marshals a few days ago. She even got to escort people in handcuffs into vehicles and everything, all for the cameras. In her Instagram post about this adventure, she tagged another woman outfitted with marshal's gear who appears to be her executive assistant. So that ride-along with the marshals turns out to have been real fun for the whole team. Here's something worth knowing about, though. Although this part of the law might never have come up in the whole parking garage lawyer part of her career, this riding along and play acting at arresting people with the U.S. Marshals could be more than just embarrassing. It could also be a big legal screw-up. Joining us now to explain is MSNBC legal correspondent Lisa Rubin. Lisa, thanks very much for being here. You were trying to explain this to me offline, and I felt like you needed to explain it to me in front of everybody because it seems both important and relatively simple. Thanks for being here tonight.
Thanks for having me.
So effectively, by doing these ride-alongs, Alina Habba is making herself a witness to the arrest of these people who are being picked up by U.S. Marshals. Why is that potentially legally problematic?
So, Rachel, there's a clear ethical rule that one cannot simultaneously be an advocate and a witness to the same proceeding. And that differentiates someone like Alina Habba, who's a prosecutor, from folks perhaps like Kristi Noem or mayors who frequently go on ride-alongs. Ride-alongs are not themselves inherently a bad thing, but when someone from a prosecutor's office puts themselves in a position where they interact with someone who could become a criminal defendant, that could potentially taint any future prosecution because that person could become a witness, thereby demanding that person's recusal, and not only that person's recusal, but potentially the recusal of that entire prosecutor's office. In this case, the United States Attorney's Office for the District of New Jersey.
So that's, okay, so this is what seems amazing to me. So by doing this, again, specifically because she's the head prosecutor in the federal prosecutor's office for the state of New Jersey, she could potentially be put herself in the position for any of those people who were arrested on that ride-along. Not only where she personally might face demands for her recusal, but the entire office, which would mean that those people could not be federally prosecuted in New Jersey, right?
Or that they would have to be prosecuted by people brought in from Main Justice or another U.S. Attorney's Office. But yes, that is what 4 former senior law enforcement officials at the federal level told me last week.
Wow. MSNBC legal correspondent Lisa Rubin, an invaluable part of the Rachel Maddow Show team at all times of day, but particularly valuable here tonight on air. Thanks, Lisa. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be right back.